come back knocking at my door. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. I hear you knocking, go back where you've been. I begged you not to go, but you said goodbye. Now you come back telling all those lies. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. I hear you knocking, go back where you've been.
In television and film, and the varied creative industries surrounding that, we see how womanhood has been written, directed and often distorted to monstrous levels, framed through someone else's lens, but behind the glass of the screen lies the truth. The mother, the girl, the actress, the infamous crew member, are all shaped by stories not always their own. This documentary is about reclaiming space within the industry, about hearing the voices that were often left on mute, unnoticed, and asking what happens when a woman is in charge of the narrative, the camera, and changes the script.
Hey, my name is Debbie Lane. I have been working in TV and film for about 5 years or so now. Prior to that, I was more print-based publishing, magazines, posters, promotional materials, that kind of thing. And I basically do short films. I started off in 2018, late 18, 19, doing my first little short film, and that was a live action one, and kind of try my hand at stop motion. As a woman in the industry, I suppose it can be awkward at times, and all the times, I go to horror festivals, and there's a lot of women that go to these horror festivals, and there's a lot of women that are involved in the actual films, the producers, the directors, the actors, all of that kind of thing as well. I do think women in this industry do kind of need to they don't need to prove them, but I think they feel the need to prove themselves. Because I still think, whether it's TV and film, whether it's music, that kind of thing, a lot of females do need to, or feel the need to prove themselves, because they've maybe got that attitude hanging over them from other people that is doubting their ability. And once your ability's been doubted, you kind of feel that you've got to prove that you are good at this stuff, which is a bit of a shame, because I really think that there's so many people that are either good at something or not good at something. You can't judge just because they're male or female. You're just as likely to get an awful kind of director being male as you are female, and vice versa. So, but I think it is still an issue. It's a difficult question, actually. As far as my short films and the people that have seen them and the comments you get afterwards and the reaction within the room when people see them, I feel completely kind of accepted. I don't think people look at me and go, oh, she's done pretty well for a girl, or anything like that. I think they just look at it and go, oh, actually, you've done really well for a person who's created this on their own. I think value in the workforce is quite difficult, because I think a lot of people feel potentially replaceable and there's always going to be someone behind you that will just come in and get on with your job. If you're saying, right, I feel undervalued here, I'm going to leave, it's almost going to be reinforced, because they'll go, okay, leave, here's the next person.
My name is Lady Wilson. I'm now the owner of the Thrift Club. That is, we are a mix of second-hand and vintage designer labels, gothic, cottagecore, whimsical. We try to bring fun. So yes, we are a fun second-hand. Yes, I am originally from Brazil. Born in Brazil, I had my degree, my master's in fashion and arts in Brazil, and then an opportunity came to work with, let's say, a big film streaming, and that's how I made it. Yes, I think being a female, I had a few, things going against me. Not just a female, but I was a female, a foreigner, an immigrant. Let's put it this way, with poor English. Mainly got the job because of my talents and my past experience with the Brazilian TV and this kind of things. So I do think that it is 21st century now, but I do think females still need to prove themselves sometimes more than the males in this industry. It's a long way to go. Now you're still fighting for equality and different things. It felt on my journey that I had a lot to prove, not just for being a female, but also the language was something that for me, people would not take me very seriously because of the language. So yes, I do feel up until now that we are still proving ourselves. And it's for women, like it or not, we're still in sort of disadvantage because we get pregnant, we have kids, we are sometimes a whole year or even more, out of the market after having babies or this kind of things. And if I was a single mother, so I went through the whole process of having a young child, doing the school run, filming 14 hours a day, and being a mom, being a professional, and being the best you can be at work, and being the best you can do at home. So I think women still have a lot to tackle. But the future starts to feel a bit brighter because I think this generation now, they have more, we are raising them with more understanding, with more awareness, and if it's not understanding, at least respect with the differences. So I think, yes, the future is now, hopefully, we are going to a better stage. Generation coming there. Be brave, do you. Don't let that society parameters or things that you hear from other people, criticism, block you or prevent you from doing great things. So yes, I think as I mentioned before, keep showing up. Don't give up. Study hard if you need to, and if you think things are being difficult, study harder. Show yourself with your talent. Present yourself with your talent. don't let this blockage from society prevent you.
Yeah.
That's what I, yeah.
All right. That's good.